trying to improve high school graduation rates. A forum on the issue is taking place this evening in Charleston, West Virginia. Former West Virginia Governor Bob Wise is the keynote speaker at the High School Completion Forum. This is part of a series to create awareness of the state and national high school completion crisis. Governor Wise is the author of the book, Raising the Grade, How High School Reform Can Save Our Youth and Our Nation. And joining us now live to discuss the issue is former West Virginia Governor Bob Wise. Governor, thanks for joining us.
Good to be with you.
Now, is there a state and national high school completion crisis?
Absolutely. Nationally, about 30% of our children will not graduate from high school. They will drop out. Another 30% are going to finish high school. They'll get a diploma, but they won't finish with the skills they need to be successful in either college or going into a career. So anytime you have 60% of your children finishing their high school years without the skills they need, I think you've got a crisis. And we also document that economically, showing that in the state of West Virginia, for instance, the class of 2009 that did not graduate will cost the state about $2 billion in lost lifetime revenues. That number would be even higher for Virginia because it's a bigger state.
Let's take a look at high school graduation rates in the Potomac Highlands in our area. For 2008-2009, the state of West Virginia has an 84% graduation rate. Grant County is above that at 87%, Hardy County also above at 85%, Pendleton County is below at 81%. How would you assess those numbers?
Well, I want to say it's always good to have counties that are above the state's rate. I want to caution, though, that the state's rate is too high, and it's not West Virginia's fault or Virginia's fault. Until recently, all states have calculated graduation rates differently. The important thing to recognize is whether we have one dropout or 20, we have to do everything we can to make sure that every child graduates college and career ready, because we know that in this modern society, wherever you live, rural, urban, suburban, you're going to need a skill level that makes you ready to participate in a global economy. That's why it's so important for every child to have a high school diploma.
Now, is there a difference between high school graduation rates and high school completion? I notice, is there a nuance there?
There is a nuance in that high school completion means eventually a child finishes the high school curriculum. High school graduation means that they finish in a 4-year period, and not all of our children are. Some of them are dropping out, coming back and getting a GED, which I encourage everyone to do because it permits them to go to the next step. And most importantly out of this is however they finish high school, recognize that it's not the finishing line, it's the starting point. Because from there, we need to get them into some kind of post-secondary work, whether it's college, 2- or 4-year workforce certificate, some kind of post-secondary work. Learning is a constant process. It's also the single greatest economic stimulus package that we can have.
In your view, what are some answers to improving high school graduation and completion rates?
The first is targeting those schools that are the lowest performing, where we know we have a large percentage of dropouts. We know we need to target them. We need to assist our teachers become more effective, and the principals give them the tools they need. We also have to use data in helping make decisions. And finally, a lot of people ignore reading and comprehension, but too many of our students in the middle school years aren't reading at grade level, and they need help if they're going to be able to make it in high school.
So is the answer more money, or is it just, in a sense, more enforcement, having the state take over schools that aren't doing well and getting new leadership? I think the answer is not necessarily more money, although that may have to come. But the answer first is identifying the problem, developing a strategic plan for each school about what it needs to do to turn itself around, how it improves its high school graduation rate, and then we determine whether or not you need more money. But simply pouring more money into a system, I don't think it's automatically the answer without a plan behind it. All right, former West Virginia Governor Bob Wise, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And now let's send it to Mel in Stanton.